UFC Vegas 103 is this Saturday night. We are down to 10 fights. We did lose another 2, but still some fun fights on this card. It's not the biggest card name value-wise, but it's a free card, and there's some fun fights that I'm really looking forward to. So I'm going to break down each and every one of them, giving a quick pick and my betting thoughts on every single fight. If you want a longer, more in-depth breakdown, check out my video from a couple days ago. But we're going to start at the bottom, work my way to the top. So let me know in the comments what bets you guys have. And don't miss Wager Wars. We just wrapped it up a couple hours ago. So check that out. And go to the live tab to watch it. Like the video, click subscribe, turn those post notifications on, man. Let's get into the first fight of the night. And the first fight, we got Charles Johnson taking on Ramazan Tamirov. I'm on Charles Johnson here. I think he's the bigger guy, the more experienced guy, higher level competition. I think Tamirov has some power. He's explosive, he's dangerous, but as long as he doesn't knock Johnson out, at this point, if you want to wait and bet Johnson live after the first round, especially if he gets hurt, if he loses the first round, you're going to get a good number because the line has came down. I bet him at plus 110. He's now like minus 130. I still think there's value on that, but if you're not as confident as me, you can wait for the live bet because Johnson tends to heat up and Tamirov tends to fade. So give me Johnson plus 110 on the money line. Let's move on to the next one. Next up, we got Andrea Lee taking on J.J. Aldrich. I don't care about this fight. It's dog or pass for me. It's just going to be a pass. Can you bet J.J. Aldrich minus 200 against really anybody at this point? No. It's not that I think she's old or washed or anything like that. Andrea Lee's the one who's on a 5-fight losing streak, 36 years old, but it's just J.J. Aldrich her fights are just always close. Every round that she fights in is close, so you just can't bet her at chalk like that. It's going to be dog or pass for me. I'm going to take J.J. to win by decision, but no bet for me. Next up, we got Lucas Almeida taking on Danny Silva. Lucas Almeida did come in 2 pounds over. Kind of leans to the side that I was thinking of earlier in the week, just saying I think Lucas might have like 1 foot out, man. It seems like he's just not as locked in as Danny Silva is. I think Danny Silva can get the takedowns here. I don't know if he can get the finish. On the feet, there is going to be a striking advantage for Lucas. The weight miss could help him. Maybe he didn't have to drain himself as much, but I think Danny Silva wins. I'm going to stick with my pick, but the weight miss only makes me even more of a pass for me. But I'll take Danny Silva. I'm going to take him. I'll take him by decision, but he could finish him, especially if maybe Lucas did have some sort of injury or weight issue. But next fight, we got Chepe Mariscal taking on Ricardo Ramos. I think Chepe wins. I just think the line's too wide. I was looking at some props for Ramos, like an inside the distance or a sub, but haven't played one yet. It would have to be something like that if I'm going to play it, but I think Chepe wins. I'm going to take Chepe TKO. I just think the line, is kind of unplayable at this point. Next up, we got Austin Lane taking on Mario Pinto. We talked about it on Wager Wars, man. I bet Lane over 1 takedown. So it's over 0.5. He just needs to get a takedown. Plus 110. Still there on DraftKings. He just did it in his last fight against, in my opinion, probably about the same level of competition. And he won by decision. I don't hate. I'm thinking about playing Lane straight up or playing Lane by decision, which that line's insane. Trying to figure out if I want to do that or if I just want to keep my little 1 takedown bet. But that's what I got so far, plus 110. I'll pick Pinto by KO, but the line is ridiculous, 6-1. I bet this guy on Contender Series, but 6-1 is obnoxious, ridiculous. Lane's a big, strong guy. Probably has a little bit of a grappling advantage, at least like a wrestling advantage. I don't know. Pinto's not easy to take down, but I could see Lane getting a couple takedowns, so line's wide. Next up, we got Danny Barlow taking on Sam Patterson. I thought about taking a dog shot on Sam Patterson. The lines came down now. I can still consider him like a Sam by sub plus 500 because I just think Barlow getting a little overrated. He does have big power. The arm breaks, like people are using that as a pass, but it's like even if that's true, or I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm saying even if like you just want to write it off, it's like still it's damaged goods. And that's like his whole thing is like his power and with the left hand, and he keeps breaking it. So how's that going to affect him? Sam Patterson's going to be the much better grappler. If he gets on top of Barlow, man, he might sub him. So I'm considering that sub 5-1. Haven't played yet. If I do, or bet any of these that I haven't played yet, I'll tweet it out. But I'll pick Barlow by TKO, but no bet for this. Next up, we got William Gomes taking on Hyder Emil. And my Gomes, the first leg of my only parlay. I parlayed him at minus 185. I get it. I like Emil. I bet him in his last 2 fights and cashed. He's not only got power, but he throws good volume. But I just think he's going to be walking into shots, man. I get Gomes is boring, but I think he's better than people give credit because he's boring. I think he's got a style that's gonna win a lot of fights, and I think this is gonna be another one. I think this is a step down from Brito. I bet him against Brito, so I've had success betting both these guys, and I think Gomes does it again. And I think it's a step down in competition. I wouldn't be shocked at a 5-1 KO for Gomes. Kind of interesting. I get people are like, oh, he can't finish a sandwich. Yeah, I get it. The way Emil fights, though, he could walk himself into a big counter. I'll pick Gomes by decision, but don't hate that prop. But I'm just probably going to stick with my parlay piece. Minus 185 I took him at. Next up, we got Nasrat Haqparast taking on Esteban Ribovics. I think Ribovics wins. I think he should be the favorite, but I don't have confidence he's going to use his grappling. So because of that, you're giving Nasrat the type of fight he wants. It's probably going to be a close fight. And because of that, I don't hate people taking dog shots, man, or like a plus 3.5 handicap, something like that. I like Esteban. I think if there's a finish, it's probably him. But then again, Nasrat's been dropping people like every fight, so both guys have power. I don't know, man. For me, I'm picking Ribovics. I'll pick him by decision, but yeah, I'm just not confident enough to be laying that kind of chalk. So no bet on this one for me. But we'll move on to the co-main. Cody Brundage versus Julian Marquez. I wish this co-main was the Charles Johnson fight, or at least the last fight, but it's this one. It's because they're two big boys that are going to throw one, or only one of them's won a decision is Cody Brundage, but he's won one. The other one 0-2 in decisions. These guys we're probably going to see a round one knockout, but I just think Cody Brundage has all the physical attributes. Mark has been knocked out cold 3 times in a row. He's getting older. He's got a bad back. I get Brundage just talking about retirement. But, physically and technique-wise, I think he has an advantage absolutely everywhere. It's just a matter of, is he going to show up to fight? If he shows up to fight, which is kind of a question mark for him sometimes, then I think he wins. So I bet him plus 145. I know it's freaking degenerative or degen activity, but, it is what it is. I think he has too many advantages for me to not take plus money like that. I'm considering 7-1 by decision, man. I get it. Like, these guys don't go to decision, but Brundage has a path to win a decision here. So 7-1 seems a little egregious. I'm considering it, but I don't know if I'll get to that. I'll tweet it out if I do, but I do have Brundage on the money line plus 145. Main event, man. Like the video, click subscribe, post notifications, all that good stuff, man. I appreciate you. Manel Kape. I just think this is 5 rounds, a good matchup for him, man. I think Almabayev is good. I think he's going to get takedowns probably, but I just think Kape will keep getting up, make him work. I think he's got the finish upside. I don't see Almabayev submitting him. I really don't see him knocking him out. So he's got to wrestle him for 3 of the 5 rounds, and I just don't really see that. I think Kape is the much better striker. I think he's got much better power, much quicker on the feet, much better footwork. I just think he's going to be able to piece him up on the feet enough to probably win a decision, but if there's a finish, I lean it to be him as well. So give me Kape as the second leg of my parlay. I got him at minus 205. That and the minus 185 from Gomi got me plus 129. I like that. As my 4th and final bet. There's a couple more that I mentioned that I'm looking at, I'm considering. But that's what I got locked in so far. If I bet any of those other ones, I'll let you know. I'll tweet it out. But like the video, man. Let me know in the comments what bets you guys have. I see that over half of my viewers every week are not subscribed. So take a second. Click that subscribe button, man. I appreciate it. Helps out the channel a lot. Check Wager Wars out from earlier today. Go to the live tab of my channel and don't miss out on that. I appreciate you guys. We had 2 fun guests. We had Couch Warrior and Quinn. First time for both of them on the show. So let me know in the comments of that video what you think and who you want on next week, because we got some fun matchups planned in the very near future, especially for these big pay-per-views coming up. So I appreciate you guys. Make some money. Like the video or dislike it. Tell me you hate me. All that good stuff. I appreciate you. Peace.